Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to discuss about massing. So, what is called massing and how to place the components, and what are the types of massings that we are going to discuss in this video. So, massing is basically to make a model or some kind of user-defined shape. So, you want to make some unique designs in a model, then we can go for massing objects. So in order to start massing, first of all, we need to set a work plane. So work plane is this important concept in Revit. So when you want to do some massing object or a part, so you want to create a work plane and select the particular work plane, and then you can start your model making in this objects. So let's go ahead and we'll discuss about what is called massing. So in order to start massing, so basically I'm just going to take a level 0 and then just going to make a small wall over here and making a height restrictions. So just let me change to level 1, and then I'm just going to make a small wall over here, right? So once you make the wall, so over the surface we are going to do some object. So once you're done with this, so here you can see something called a model in mass or a place a component. All this is called a part of uh, objects which you want to place in Revit, right? So what I prefer to do is let's go for elevation first. You can open any elevations where walls can be visible. So north, you can see this wall. So over here you can see a show, right? So once you click on show, it will show the current plane, work plane, which is there. So this area is called work plane. So when you go and click on this part, you can see the work plane. So set work plane. In order to do the massing, first pick up your work plane. So if I'm going to select this plane, now you can see something is highlighted on the screen. So this is your work plane. So you're going to work on this part. So when you see this in 3D, you will understand that which phase of the wall you're working, right? So I'll show you here. Now if you pick this particular plane, yeah, now it is understood for you. So which phase of the wall you are working, that is called your work plane. So I am going to select this particular phase of the wall where I am going to do some object as using a mask. So let's do that. Okay, you can keep it in front side. You can, as per your requirement, you can keep it, right? So you can work in the north phase also. If you're comfortable, we can work in elevation part, or you can go it in 3D. Okay, so once you're ready with this setting, go to the architecture, go to the component. There is two options. So place the component is already built up. So the objects which are available in the Revit library, so you can use this Revit library objects and you can place it. Example like furniture. You want to place a chair or sofa, or you want to place some car, then we can go directly to place a component, and from the Revit library we pick and place it in the model. But now I need something called a unique design. As per my own design, I want to make some objects, or some, it can be even as furniture. So let's go for model in mass. So go for model in mass. Over here you can see something called different types of objects are there. So family categories, so this we call it as family category. Which family category that you are going to make a model? Okay, so you are dealing with wall, then wall categories we can choose, or you want to doing something called floors. Related to floor you are doing massing, then we can go for floor mass, or general mass is there. So you want to create some mass objects, then you can select general mass. Here is also generic models are there, you can prefer this also. So depending on the user, which type of family category that you are doing, we need to pick out from here. So for practice, I'm just going to take generic models. So let's go for it. So you can give a name for that model, whatever is part. So we can give demo model, click OK. Right. Once it is ready, you can see now the entire tab has been changed here. So it looks like create extrusions, blend, revolve, and void formations, all these things. Over here, you want to draw your own sketch. So you want to draw your own sketch. So let me draw a simple part. So go for object. So I'm just going to take some polygon. You can change the size, how many slides you need. So let's take 8. So I'm just going to draw some polygon here, right? Now you can see that sketch is drawn in the polygon, right? So like this you can make one part. So you can't continue with the next part. So first let's see with one object. So just finish the model. Once you finish the model, the mass is ready. So just see it in 3D, and you can use this option. And now click this object. You can create a extrusions. You can create a extrusions out of it. So once you create extrusions, select the object. You can select this object, and object should be closed, right? Sorry. Or you can keep it in straight. Right. So you have selected, and this should be a closed loop. So when you go for create extrusions, then create it. Now you can see there is an object that is an extrusion. You can just pull this arrows. You can pull this arrows. So this way we can create a object. So right, so this is way we can create our own design, and you can create a generic models. Okay, so what other things you can do it in this part? So once you're done with, you can click finish. What else other things you can do in this? So same way, I want to draw my own shape. I'll go to architecture, then again go for model in place, then go for generic model again, click OK, and you can give some demo 02, click OK. Now you are going to create your own shape. So let me take a line. I'm just going to make a small structure, a kind of T-beam. Okay, so I just taken a T-beam, and then go for extrusion and click OK. Now select this. Now you can go and click finish. Okay, select it. Okay, so the error here, you can see at the bottom there is an opening. So we need to be careful in selection also. So select the bottom line. You can keep as per your comfortability, and select those lines. Right, now click finish. Now you get the product. Okay, so this way we can create a different kind of shapes for your projects. Got it? So in front of your house you need some kind of new designs or extrusions you need, then you can create this kind of part. So this is how it works in model mass. Okay, so on this surface, if you want to do again another model, so first finish it off, then go to home again, set the model now. So you need to pick the plane again. So I'm going to pick a plane on this top surface over this surface. So I'm just going to select. Now you can see that work plane has been shifted from wall to this particular surface. So on this surface you want to make some sketch. Again you can do some model on this part. So let's go again, go for model and mass, model in place, then go for some generic model, then I'm ticking again. So demo 3 I'm giving, click OK. Now on the surface you are going to draw some a new shape, go for it. Okay, so you're going for it, continue. Okay, right, now you can see this part. So this you can again make a extrusions. So these are the applications in model and mass when you do. So you can make a utilization of this options in Revit. Okay, so next we are going to discuss about similar way voids. So how to do for voids. So let's go for it. So in order to do the for voids, just same way, go for place model in place, go for generic model, then you can give demo 5 or 4 you can give. Now go for it. Now instead of extrusion and blend, same way we can do for Revit and part, go for void form, click here void extrusions. Now you can make some sketch over here. So before doing it, please set your work plane. So I'm just going to pick this wall again. Okay, so I have selected this wall again as a work plane. Now we are going to work on this wall. I'm just going to make a small box, then click finish. Now you can see the rectangle box has been made on the wall. When you pull this, you can see it, but still the voids has not been made. So when you click, error will come. So how to cut a open here? So we should use the cut geometry option here. So in order to use the cut geometry, just go for cut geometry, select this object and select your wall. Now you can see that particular shape is open, made a voids on the surface, right? So on the wall surface you can see the opening is there. So this way we can also create some voids in the wall with the different shapes you want. You can do it. So these are the options which you need to know in Revit and when you place with voids and extrusions, right? So click finish model. Now when you want to do another part, again you can create some sketch. So let me do one more time again, model mass, go to generic model, then demo. It's not only you want to use the generic model, you can select the walls and you can use a wall as a also model. So go for wide extrusions and go for line. So you can draw some sketch as per your requirement, but be careful, there should be some closed loop. So the link should be closed enough. So this should be a closed loop part. Okay, so now click finish. Now after finishing, now the mistake what we did is we have not selected the plane properly. So it looks like that you worked on the wall. So now you see the work plane has not been selected. So cancel this model, yes, set the work plane again. So select the work plane. Okay, now we can keep it straight. Go for model and mass, then go for generic and you can give some name, demo 5, click OK, then go for voids, then start drawing your diagram, whichever diagram you want to draw. Make it close, right, finish it. So now here it's going to be a voids as per my shape. So once you're done with this, so you can stretch this outside, but the geometry has not been cut. So finish the model, click OK. Now you need to reduce this also, just like this, finish the model. Okay, now use cut geometry, select this object and select your wall, finish the model. Now you can see over here our shape has been cut. Okay, so this is the use of place and mass. So you can go for this object component model and place, you can use these options. Right, I hope it has been valuable for you to learn about model and mass. Place in component is very easy. So there is nothing but predefined objects, which is you call in a design center in AutoCAD. Similar to design center in Revit, we have library files. So there are set of library files has been provided by Revit. So we can utilize that options and you can place directly in the buildings. For example, so on the screen you can see some desk is there. So if you have some parking or you have some trees, so whatever you want to place in the model, you can keep it and you can place it on it. So here you have as a load family. So n number of objects are available in libraries. So when you go for a Revit family libraries, you will be getting a number of objects over here. So n number of objects have been provided by Revit by default. So you can directly pick from that and you can use in your projects. Okay, fine. So I hope this is helpful for you to learn today what is about components and how to do model in mass and how to set a work plane in your diagrams. Okay, so moving on next. So next thing which you want to learn is all about your grid lines. Let me delete this. Okay, you can off this. So let's go for floor plan. Okay, so right now we are not having a floor plan, so we need to create again. So let's take a new, go for architecture. Right, so when you start with the level 0, so you want to start with grids. So how to start with the grids? So here is the option under the architecture. Go over here, you have grids. So when you have grids line, you can directly have some offsets also. So first I'm going to draw from here to number 1 grid I have drawn. So now next grid I'm going to have an offset of each 5 meter. So you can give 5 meter or 5000. So it's in mm. So you can give 5000 and pick line. Then you can see the second grids automatically will come. So once you see the dotted line, then you release the mouse. Now horizontal we have done. So in this direction there is a y direction I needed. So we want some part of this. So let's go for grid again. I'm going to start a grid from here. Okay, so just offset 0. Then take a line. I'm going to start from here towards top direction, but I need an alphabet to be replaced as A, right? So I'm just replacing with A. Then again now I'm just going to give 3000 as offset, pick line. Now see, automatically it will help you to make A, B, C and D, E. So this is the options in Revit how you can make a grids. Now once the grid is done, now it's easy to place your walls also as per the grid lines which you have. So go for walls, you can select for level 1 and choose your brick wall. Now here is the option for you, pick lines. So you can just pick line, the grids will be selected for you. So entire grids will be selected, or you want to select the grid lines, you can use on the grid lines. So just go for this and you can draw on the grids also directly. On the grids you can draw. So this is also one of the method we can draw our walls. Now if you select the pick line, you can see that the entire walls will be placed. So you need to push again back to the positions. So this also way we can draw by selecting a line for this grids only. Okay, so these are the various options which you have in Revit. You can explore about it. So I hope this video have added a value for you to learn about the place in a component and work plane, and also how to create a grid in your Revit part. So meet you in next video. Thank you.